Season on the line, 4th and 11. Butka looking downfield, throwing, incomplete, broken up at the 10-yard line. And Oak Ridge is headed to the NJS IAA Central Jersey Group 5 Championship game.
There's one in the flat. Good catch that time by Ransom. Ransom with a lot of room. And a good block by Delonzo down the field. And Ransom is gone. 57 yards to the house. 2-2.
Swung on and miss. Strike three. St. James Smithtown has done it. They are the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Tournament champions.
Drops back, throws all the way to his right. Has a man down the field, and he's got him! First play of the drive, touchdown, New York Green Wave!
Sanioki's season on the line. Goal to go from the 2. Kyles looks to run with it. Pitches it to Sip. He grabs it. He's in for the touchdown.
The final 25, and they're neck and neck. Kane looks like they have just a dash of a lead. Salisbury taking first. What a race. Live from Great Kills Little League in Staten Island, New York, PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into week-long coverage of the 10 and under Eastern Regional Softball Championship Tournament. 22 games, welcome parade, and skills competition spread over 5 days here on Staten Island, where one team will emerge as Eastern Region champs in this 10U division. Today, we present single elimination playoff play on day 4 of our tournament, and our first of 3 games today, and the second here on our senior minor, and one of 2 on our senior minor field here today, features the number 6 seeded Washington, D.C. from the Mid-Atlantic from the Capitol Hill Little League, taking on the 3 seed from the Mid-Atlantic Hanover Little League team representing the state of New Jersey. Good morning, everybody. My name is David Pizzuto alongside Alex Paramithis, working our controls here in the engineering booth, and we are bringing you playoff action between Washington, D.C. and Capitol Hill. Those records on your screen were wrong there, so we'll take those off for now. But Hanover finished pool play with a record of 2-1 during pool play. They fell. The only game that they fell in was to the number 2 seed New York team. Meanwhile, Capitol Hill, they dropped all of their pool play games, so they are 0-3 coming in to this bracket, this playoff bracket. So they have a tough hill to climb here, does Capitol Hill Little League. They played valiantly in their last game, lost it 11-7 in what was a battle between 2 0-2 teams. So they showed signs of offensive power yesterday. They were very patient at the plate. We saw some good pitching. But as for New Jersey, they have looked awful good in this tournament, and in fact, they had a couple of shutouts, and in the game against the Staten Island home team, if you will, New York, they only gave up, of course, the 1 run and the 1-0 loss. So what a performance so far, and you could make the argument that the top 3 teams in the Mid-Atlantic all deserve top billing based on their pitching, what they can do in the circle. And so you'd expect some big things from our top 3 seeds here. It's going to take a little bit of something extra special to see an upset from there. But there's a reason why these 6 teams are here. There's a reason why they play the games. And we have our 3-6 matchup. The winner of this game will take on the number 2 seed New York team from Great Kills Little League. They're announcing the starting lineups now, so we will do the exact same. And we'll start first with Washington, D.C., of course, represented by Capitol Hill Little League. They are the number 6 seeded team. They will bat in the following order. Batting first and playing center field, number 1, Callie Smith. Batting second and pitching today, first time we'll see her in the circle on this field, number 13, Rory Nolan. Batting third, one of the extra hitters, number 26, Catherine Spain. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 11, Addie Holder. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 22, Vivian Kumsky. Batting sixth, the extra hitter, number 3, Isabel Loika. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 00, Alice Ward. Batting eighth, the catcher, Ellie Harper, wearing number 23. Batting ninth is the left fielder, number 33, Alex Emerson. Batting 10th is the first baseman, number 27, Maggie Lombardo. Batting 11th is the final extra hitter, number 17, Kate Stern. And batting 12th the right fielder, number 15, Dottie Laurent. Over on the other side, occupying the first base dugout as the home team in this game, the number 3 seeded Hanover Township Little League team representing the state of New Jersey. Here is their lineup in batting order. Batting first and playing shortstop, number 2, Ariana Jazenbach. Batting second, the third baseman, number 18, Cameron March. Batting third, the pitcher for this one, number 6, Morgan Markinson. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 24, Caitlin Hendricks. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 78, Maria Monjovi. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 11, Hannah Height. Batting seventh is the right fielder, number 5, Gianna Del Tufo. Batting eighth is the second baseman, number 23, Jordan Johannesson. Batting ninth is the second baseman, number 10, Brianna Kozel DeLancer. Batting 10th is the first baseman, Bianca Barsanti. Batting 11th is the extra hitter, also right fielder, number 27, Eve Phillips. And I may have missed a batter for New Jersey, so I'm going to go back and make sure I got everybody in their lineup. That could have been a transcription error on my part. No, it looks like we're okay. Barsanti is Kozel DeLancer. Okay, I'm sorry. Kozel DeLancer is playing first base. Bianca Barsanti is one of the extra hitters who will also play right field every other inning. And Eve Phillips is an extra hitter who will also be playing left field every other inning as well. So it was a positional change, not a batting order change that I had. But after New Jersey is officially introduced in its entirety, we will break for our national anthem, and then we will get you ready for opening pitch here. So we're going to go off headset for just a moment, and when we come back, we'll have opening pitch. All right, set to get underway here between the 6th-seeded Washington, D.C. team represented by Capitol Hill Little League and the number 3 seed team from the state of New Jersey, Hanover Little League. The first of 2 playoff games here going on both fields here this morning. And obviously, if you're tuned in, you know that we are getting underway a little bit earlier than anticipated because there is some expected bad weather here in the New York tri-state area, and we are expecting some heavier rains coming in a little bit later this afternoon. We hope they'll be much later this afternoon because after these games, we'll have another pair of games at 10:45 and then a final game at 1 o'clock this afternoon, which features 2 teams from the New England region. But right after these games will be the winners of what's going on here and on the major field between Delaware and Maryland. Those 2 winning teams will then face our top 2 seeds. It'll be Pennsylvania taking on the winner of Delaware and Maryland, and the winner of this game will face New York and the team from Great Kills Little League, which occupies this field during the year. So a couple of big games coming up. Those games were slated to start at 11:30. They have been moved up to 10:45 a.m. And so a little bit of an accelerated start for those games as well, and that leads us to the final game at 1 p.m. What was anticipated a 2 o'clock start time for that game has been moved up to 1. That game on the New England side will feature Vermont taking on the team from Massachusetts, and the winner of that game will play tomorrow for the New England Championship against the team from Connecticut. And of course, our 2 teams that advance from the Mid-Atlantic after today's playoff games and semifinal games will of course advance to the Mid-Atlantic Championship. Those 2 games slated for tomorrow morning. And then the 2 winning teams, one from the Mid-Atlantic and one from the New England region, will face one another for the rights to be called the Eastern Region 10U champions. And that will conclude what has been an excellent week of softball here at Great Kills. What followed the 10U baseball championship for New York City that was played here as well. Tournament won by South Shore Little League, neighbors here of Great Kills. So Rory Nolan took the last, that was Markinson who took the last of her warm-up pitches. And it's Callie Smith who will get us started here, the center fielder for Washington, D.C., looking to give the visiting team in this one a start. And the bunt is laid down. It's right back to Markinson, the Throw is in time to Cozell DeLancer. And on the bunt, Callie Smith is retired 1-3.
Rory Nolan, number 13.
Pretty decent bunt that was laid down by Callie Smith. And Rory Nolan, who will be pitching for DC in the bottom half of this frame, gets her first trip here at the plate. Ropes that one towards third. It is gathered up nicely by March. The throw is in time, and there are two away on two pitches here for Markinson. Couple of ground outs here to start things off. And Catherine Spain, who we saw a lot of in the circle throughout this week, now gets up at the plate. She is our designated extra hitter, one of three in the lineup, as she takes inside for a ball, 1-0. We have our first non-contact pitch of the game. The windup, and that one is fouled straight up in the air. Hits the netting here down the first base side, so the count will run even at 1-1. We only had New Jersey on this field once during pool play action, so we did not get a chance to see Morgan Markinson earlier in this tournament, at least not on this field with my eyes. So it's the first time I've had a chance to see her pitch, but she'll deal a 2-1 here to Spain. And that one is hit right up the middle of the infield, backhanded down at second base by Johannesson, and a great throw over to Cozell DeLancer to complete the plays. 3 up, 3 ground outs, and Washington, D.C. goes down in order. We will go to the bottom half of the first inning. Capitol Hill nothing, and Hanover coming to bat.
Next tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering Island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
We are back here live from Great Hills Little League in Staten Island, New York. A scoreless top of the first inning. 1-2-3 inning for Morgan Markinson. And that'll bring up Rory Nolan in the circle for Capitol Hill. Also the first time we're seeing Rory in the circle on this field anyway. She'll go against a very powerful New Jersey lineup, one that put up a lot of runs here in this tournament, despite their 2-1 overall record, and that suffered that one loss. New Jersey actually finished in a tie for second place in the Mid-Atlantic, but because they lost the head-to-head with New York, straight up, they finish as the number 3 seed. But with finishing 3 through 6, you're forced to play 2 games on this day instead of just the one. So pitching becomes the factor, of course, if you want to save an arm for tomorrow, and if you want that chance to have that arm going for tomorrow's championship game, potential championship game, obviously. You have to be really crafty with how you use your pitching on a day like today where you're playing 2 games in the same day. After tomorrow, there really is no tomorrow for these teams, so you can exhaust however many innings you need out of your pitching, but with the cap on a day like today, you have to be wise about how you use your pitching. Over on the other field, they're still at the top of the first inning, having just gotten underway there, and we'll give you updates of that game as we go. Ariana Jazenbach, power hitting queen of SWAT in this tournament. She won the home run derby on the skills competition. Takes that one, of course, well outside for ball 1. Jazenbach's got a good eye there at shortstop as well. Can manufacture a way on in many different ways. The delivery from Nolan is well high again. Jazenbach lays off, and the count goes to 2-0. Nolan looks in, gets that one down, but outside for ball 3. So Jazenbach ahead, well ahead at 3-0 in the count. We'll see if she takes here on a pitch or 2. Try to give New Jersey a start. That one is well high off the glove of Harper, and so a 4-pitch walk issued to Ariana Jazenbach. And she's on base here via the base on balls. And it will be Cameron March, third baseman.
Number 18.
Another right-handed bat here in this Hanover Township lineup. Nolan still looking to deal her first strike and finds the inside corner. Runner goes. Jazenbach is in, standing up with no throw. Stolen base for Ariana, who now stands 2 bases away from giving New Jersey the lead here with a first pitch strike issued to March. That one is roped foul, third base side, into the concourse between fields, which is buzzing with activity already this morning on this muggy, overcast day here. Nolan deals inside, did not catch a piece of March, but that does allow Jazenbach to get over to third base. So now she is 1 base away with the count 1-2 upcoming on March. So New Jersey threatening early here. And the 1-2, Cameron fists that over to first base, but that one runs foul. So March staying aggressive there at the plate. Staying alive in the count here, 1-2. It's good to see Rory Nolan getting some of these pitches down in the strike zone and starting to find it. That one is elevated high for ball 2, 2-2. Delaware stranded a base runner in the top half of the first inning on the major field. They go to the bottom of the first there. That one is struck towards third base, fielded cleanly by Kumsky. The throw is not in time, and Jazenbach on the throw heads home and scores. So an infield hit for Cameron March, an RBI to go with it. And Jazenbach has the first run of the game. It is 1-0 in favor of New Jersey.
Number 6.
And now the pitcher, Morgan Markinson. And with the runner going, and a throw was made, but off target. And easily going into second was Cameron March. And so with a ball issued to Markinson, we have a runner in scoring position again. The count 1-0, upcoming to Morgan. And that one is behind and gets away from Harper, and that will allow March to go into third easily. And now she is 1 base away on the wild pitch. On that last at-bat, Kumsky made a really nice play at third base to field, and her throw wasn't a bad one. Just March had the wheels to get down that first base line before the throw, as that pitch is elevated, as once again Nolan starting to miss here pretty wildly in the strike zone. The count goes to 3-0. The 3-0 deal is well high again, and another base on balls here will put runners at the corners with still nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And going right over to second due to the indifference was Markinson. She just rounded first and headed to second, so got an easy extra base out of that one. And Rory Nolan acknowledges her at second base now, saying, hey, I didn't know you did that. That'll bring up Caitlin Hendricks, the cleanup hitter, with a good chance here with 2 runners in scoring position. The center fielder here with nobody out will have her first turn, and she's out ahead of that one. 0-1 on the swing and miss. Ball did get away from Harper there, but she does well to get back. The 0-1. The deal is high again for ball 1, 1-1. The delivery is on a bounce, hits Hendricks, and so she gets over on first base via the hit by pitch. So Rory Nolan has only allowed 1 hit in the inning, but she is down 1-0, and now the bases are loaded. With March at third, Markinson at second, and Hendricks at first, and that will bring up Maria Monjovi. The catcher, wearing number 78, with nowhere to put her on the base pads, swings and misses high for strike 1. Swung right at the eyes there. Monjovi, that one looked good for her. And that one is elevated off the top of the glove for Harper, but the runners will hold as the count runs even to 1-1. So a 1-1 count upcoming. And that one hits the inside part of the plate for strike 2 called. So Nolan in unfamiliar territory. She's ahead of the batter here, 1-2. She's fallen behind a series of them. Let's see if she can finish off. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and a first strikeout here for Rory Nolan in this one. And the first out of the bottom of the first is registered. Bases remain loaded for Hannah Height. Number 11 left fielder. Try and add to the New Jersey lead here. The pitch from Nolan is elevated high off the top of the glove of Harper, but she's again able to come back. Most times runners will not advance from third on those wild pitches unless they take a really weird carom off the backstop, which they tend not to do. 1-0. Again elevated, and Height will just look at it for ball 2, 2-0. Laying off. It's a lot easier to see on our monitor, the replay of the game, the actual positioning of some of these pitches. And that one is hit in the air and skied towards left center field. It is able to drop. It'll be a 2-run single for Hannah Height. And it's 3-0 with runners at the corners coming up.
Right fielder number 5, Gianna Del Tufo, number 5.
That's the first hit really with any amount of substance on it for New Jersey in this frame as it reaches the outfield right behind shortstop area. And with 1 out and runners at the corners, it'll be Gianna Del Tufo as the runner is able to take second base there as Height goes in. Standing up with no throw. And the count will be now 1-0 to Del Tufo. So 2 runners again in scoring position. That one is cut on and fouled back to make the count 1-1. So 3-0, New Jersey up ahead here. And potentially more damage can be done. Runners at second and third with 1 out, and another high and elevated pitch to Del Tufo brings the count to 2-1. The pitch, and it's a healthy swing and a miss for strike 2. Del Tufo swung under that one and was a little late on the approach, so 2-2 will be our count. Nolan for looking for one more just like that. And that one is cut on and hit weakly into the infield. It takes a bounce and it ends up in no man's land, as that'll be an infield hit and an RBI for Gianna Del Tufo. Placed it in the perfect spot where it landed between short, third, and the pitcher. And that brings home Caitlin Hendricks, and it makes the score 4-0 with runners now at first and second. And Jordan Johannesson is our batter. And that hits the inside corner for strike 1, 0-1. See if Jersey tries to move these runners over into scoring position here with just the 1 out. And that one, 2 inside for a ball 1, 1-1. Johannesson is the 8th batter in the lineup here for New Jersey here in this bottom half of the first inning. The delivery is too low. It escapes Harper, but the runners will not advance. And the count runs to 2-1. Pitch by Nolan, laying off but taking the strike was Johannesson, and so the count runs even at 2-2. Nice deceptive pitch that time by Nolan. She's been missing on that pitch high, managed to stay in the strike zone there. Here's The next one out is outside. That one gets away from Harper, and they will take the base. The throw is induced from the catcher to third, but unable to be corralled. Both runners advance. And a full count upcoming here to Jordan Johannesson. First base is open, but a big spot here. Nolan delivers. That one is cut on, a line drive towards third base. Fielded by Kumsky. She will not be able to get the throw off. And legging out another hit was Johannesson, and the bases are now loaded as the runners from second and third did not advance.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10.
So 3 straight singles now for Hanover. And with one out, the bases will be loaded for Brianna Kozel-Delancer, the first baseman. Another big spot here for Nolan, who elevates that one and skies it up for ball one. No advance. Jersey with a chance to do some damage here as they go into the second inning on the field behind us. Maryland with a 1-0 lead on Delaware. So the 4 seed ahead of the 5 seed there. That one is fouled off first base side. And the count will go to 1-1 on Kozel-Delancer. Keep our eye on that game going on in the major field. The winner of that game will play top-seeded Pennsylvania, represented by Bullskin Little League. An excellent tournament in their own right. Elevated pitch high in the strike zone, so that'll be 2-1 the count. New Jersey with a chance to really rip this game open here in the first inning. After a 1-2-3 top half, they've plated 4 already. And Kozel-Delancer, the number 9 hitter, a chance to add some more here. She'll have a 3-1 pitch to see here. We'll see if she gets the green light on this one for anything close. But a walk obviously would score in another run. The deal from Nolan. Taking all the way, dead red for strike 2, 3-2, and the count runs full. Height at third, Del Tufo at second, Johannesson at first. Kozel-Delancer on a 3-2 pitch upcoming. And that one skips in front of her, a bases-loaded walk issued to Kozel-Delancer. That gives her an RBI. It will score height, and our score is 5-0 in favor of New Jersey. And that'll bring up Bianca Barsanti. Barsanti, the extra hitter, will also play a little bit of right field on the even-numbered innings. Get her chance in the field as well. And that one is cut on, hit towards third, off the glove, and tag. Did we get a call there, Alex? I didn't see it. It is out at third base. So they get the force out at third, but an RBI fielder's choice for Barsanti scores a run. It's now 6-0. So Del Tufo comes in to score. Johannesson was out on the play. Kozel-Delancer is at second, and Barsanti is at first. And there's a swing and a miss from Eve Phillips, the final extra hitter in the order, but she will play left field in innings 2, 4, and 6 in this one. And that one is behind Harper, and that will allow the runners to advance to second and third. Phillips will look at the 1-1 and skies that one straight up in the air. Does it have a chance to get fielded? And it's too wide for Rory Nolan to try and get to as she was bearing down on the dugout fencing. So a long strike there for Phillips. The count will go to 1-2. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. New Jersey with a 6-0 lead here as they've officially batted around in this inning. And that one is roped and off the glove of Ward at second base. That's a hot shot that goes into center field. 2 runs will score for New Jersey. It is a 2-out base hit for Eve Phillips, who stays in at first base. And the score is 8-0 in favor of New Jersey.
Number 2, Ariana Jazenbach, number 2.
And Ariana Jazenbach, who walked and scored, stole a base as well earlier in this inning, is back up at the plate, and she skies this one right to the lip of the third base outfield. adjoining left field, and that's a base hit for Ariana Jazenbach.
Number 18, Cameron March, number 18.
Sixth hit of the inning for New Jersey, as the runners will now be at first and second. Phillips at second base. And it'll be Cameron March at the plate. She looks at one high for an outside for ball one. March had an RBI single and a run scored earlier in this inning. Obviously chased in Jazenbach. Inside, just missed it, 2-0. And that one goes away from Harper. That was pitched behind March, and the runners advancing to second and third easily on that one. And so a 3-0 pitch with first base open will be delivered to Cameron March in what is an 8-0 game. Sees that one in there for a called strike one, 3-1. Delaware threatening in the top half of the first on the major field now, with runners at second and third with one out. And the walk is issued to Cameron March, so the bases are once again loaded for New Jersey here, as Rory Nolan will get a visit from her coaching staff. I want to remind you that in addition to our softball tournament here, we also have live streams from West Nyack and the New York State Little League Baseball Championships. The winner there moving on to the regional competition, where Mid-Island Little League is representing this great borough of Staten Island, where we are today. There's the delivery to Morgan Markinson, who walked and scored her first time up. 1-0. Hacked and ripped into left field. And that's good for an RBI single for Markinson. And that will plate Eve Phillips. And the hitting carousel continues. It's now 9-0 in favor of New Jersey. Bases remain loaded for Caitlin Hendricks, who was hit by a pitch and scored earlier in this inning. The pitch, and that one is swung on but ripped foul, third base side. Two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. It's been a huge one here for New Jersey. They were a heavy favorite coming in, and they've certainly delivered, as that one is off the top of the glove by Harper. 1-1. Delaware has tied the game against Maryland in the top of the second inning on the other field, and there's a good swing and a miss by Hendricks. That runs the count to 1-2 now. So Rory Nolan one strike away from trying to get out of this inning here. Been a tough one for Capitol Hill Little League, and that one is airmailed above Harper, and the count will go to 2-2. They've reached the middle stages of the second inning behind us. Scores 1-1 between Delaware and Maryland as they head to the bottom of the second. Meanwhile here, Hendricks swings and misses, strike three. Second strikeout for Rory Nolan, but damage done. 9 runs on 7 hits in that bottom half of the first frame. And at the end of one full inning of play, it is New Jersey, represented by Hanover Township Little League, ahead of Washington, D.C. by a score of 9-0. Stay with us. This is 10U softball regional coverage action on the PDF Sports Network.
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships, as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
Welcome back here. PDF Sports Network coverage of the 10 and under Eastern Regional Softball Tournament Championship here on PDF Sports Network. We have our single elimination playoff game between the 3-seeded New Jersey team from Hanover Township Little League taking on the number 6-seeded team of Washington, D.C., represented by Capitol Hill. And right now it's been all New Jersey after one frame. 9 runs on 7 hits. You see it on your screen. And Washington, D.C., who went down in order on 3 ground balls, are back up here with a chance to try and put themselves within distance or cut into this New Jersey lead here. We expected New Jersey, to be an overwhelming favorite in this one. We just have to see if, they can score some more runs and end this one early, if anything. The run rule here in 10U, 15 runs by the 3rd inning, or when the losing team has had 3 visits to the plate, or 10 runs after 4. And we've seen the run rule used plenty here in this tournament. There have been quite a number of games called due to that, including the last game yesterday, which ended 15-0 after just 3 innings and a win by Connecticut over Massachusetts. We talk a lot about the Mid-Atlantic region, but only 3 teams representing New England's region in this tournament. And, they've given us a pretty good showing, especially the team from Connecticut. 3-0 so far. Twice against Massachusetts and 1 win against Vermont. Massachusetts will play Vermont on the final game here this afternoon. Anticipated start time there, 1 p.m. So we get back to action here with Addie Holder. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters come up for D.C., and that one is ripped right above the Jersey dugout. Sent a couple of coaches ducking for cover. And 0-1, Holder gets a good rip and a swing on Markinson's pitch. This one is ripped foul, first base side. Over on our other side, we have Joe Calabrese and Cameron Williams joining us for the first time this week on Headset with Joe. They are covering the 5-4 matchup between Delaware and Maryland. That game knotted up at 1. There's a called strike 3 on the inside corner against Addie Holder, and Markinson has her first strikeout of the morning, and that'll bring up Vivian Kumsky with 1 out. The third baseman is pretty busy on the hot corner in bottom half of the first inning. Gets her turn at the plate here, and that one is bounced off the plate for ball 1, 1-0. And there's a big swing. A little late on the swing was Kumsky, and the count will go to 1-1. Whoever wins this game will stay on this field for the next game against New York, as that one is ripped foul up into the gating here above the backstop. So again, if you're interested in our next game, and whoever wins this one, they'll be at the senior minor field, as that one is ripped through. No contact and a strikeout swinging that time for Vivian Kumsky. 2 outs, and Isabel Loika will be the batter.
Now batting, extra hitter, number 3.
So again, as far as streams are concerned and what to follow here, the semifinal game that features New York against the winner of this game will be played on this field, senior minor field. That'll be the next one on our field. There's a healthy cut, but swung through by Loika. She swings under that one. There's another pitch dead red, and Loika a little late with the bat that time, 0-2. And Jersey 1 strike away from getting back in their own dugout and trying to build on their advantage. The pitch That one is low. Bounces at the plate, 1-2. And another one low that bounces up and hits our umpire in the bottom half of the mask. So the count will go to 2-2. And that one misses high this time, so the count will run full after getting ahead. Loika looking to get any way on base. We have a full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and hit in the air, chasing it in, and getting it in the glove is Kozel DeLancer. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Washington, D.C. Nothing comes across, and we head to the bottom of the second inning. New Jersey coming back up to bat with a 9-run lead. Stay with us. Our bottom half of the second's coming up.
New York State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave & Buster's on Staten Island.
Welcome back here to Great Hills Little League in Staten Island, New York. We are heading to the bottom of the second inning where New Jersey will bring up their numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters after a 9-run, 7-hit bottom of the first. They're looking to build on that lead. Over on our major field, we have a 1-1 game at the end of 2 innings of play there. So Joe and Cameron got a good one there between the 5 and 4 seeds for the right to play top-seeded Pennsylvania in the semifinal round. Here it's been all New Jersey, 9-0, with a chance to add to more and potentially end this game a little bit early. And on a day like today, that might be the best thing, as we have rain in the forecast a little bit later on, and it's supposed to be pretty substantial here. We're just happy it's going to begin a little later rather than sooner.
Catcher, number 78, Maria
Last night I was
Monjovi,
getting text
number
after
78.
text from the weather service telling me about potential flooding and heavy rains that are going to come in. And they've stayed away so far, so thank goodness. But this is the first of 3 games that are supposed to be played on this field back to back to back. So we'll hope to get them all in before the weather and Mother Nature has her way. There's a swing and a miss for Monjovi. Now Monjovi, one of 2 strikeout victims here for Rory Nolan. She struck out swinging in the first inning, was the first out of that first inning. And we'll see a 1-1 count here. That one elevated too high. And despite Harper's attempt to frame it, it'll be 1-1. That one upstairs, 2-1. Actually, 3-1. 2, 3, 3. Thanks, Alex. All right, so it's a 3-1 pitch upcoming here to Monjovi. Nolan needs to make a pitch here and loses Monjovi to the base on balls. And so New Jersey has themselves a base runner here to start the bottom half of the second, and Hannah Height will come up.
Left fielder, number 11, Hannah Height, number 11.
Height had a 2 RBI single in the first inning. She also came around to score. And that one elevated, and that will easily bring Monjovi over to second base. We know Monjovi has speed. She actually won the speed competition around the bases as well. Part of 2 New Jersey winners there. The throw over to third, not in time. So on 2 pitches in this at-bat to Height, Monjovi has gone from first to third. The swing and a miss that time by Height was out in front of that one, so 2-1 will be the count to her. Looking to pick up another RBI in this one On base is Del Tufo, who also singled, part of a string of 3 straight singles in that inning. That one cut on and fouled back. So Nolan gets back into it here after falling behind 2-0. She's 2-2 on Hannah Height. Again, Monjovi at third base. This one skips in on Height for ball 3, and the count will run full again. Harper has been very busy behind the plate here, tracking some of these pitches down, trying to keep him in front of her as much as possible. 3-2 is the count. The delivery well high again off the top of the glove of Harper. Monjovi staying put at third base, and we have runners at first and second, as taking second easily will be Height as well. Rounded first and never looked back.
Number 5, Gianna Del Tufo.
And it'll be Gianna Del Tufo. Del Tufo with an RBI single and scored a run in the first inning. With 2 in scoring position this time, and still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. The windup and the hit is foul down the third baseline. As Del Tufo gets out in front of that one. Del Tufo resets here in the batter's box, right above the plate. 0-1 pitch upcoming here for Nolan. And that one is swung on and ripped right up the middle of the infield. Fielded clean at second base, but the throw is elevated high and goes awry, and the runner will go all the way to second. Staying at third is Hannah Height, but that did score Maria Monjovi. So it's 10-0 New Jersey on the error, the RBI error at that, at second base. That one is high for ball 1. That one behind for another ball, 2-0. Had 2 walks in the inning, a fielding error led to another New Jersey run, but runner still at second and third here. Johannesson with a big hit her first time up. We'll see a 2-0 pitch, and that one elevated off the glove of Harper. Runners will stay, but the count will go to 3-0 with first base open. Johannesson did not come around to score. She was erased on Barsanti's fielder's choice, but she did have a single in the first inning. Looking to stay perfect here at the plate. The pitch hits the inside corner for strike 1. Looked like taking all the way was Jordan Johannesson. Nolan back on the rubber and will deal a 3-1. And that one's high for ball 4. So another walk issued, the third of the inning issued by Nolan. And that will bring up Brianna Kozel de Lancer, who last time was in this situation with the bases loaded, walked in a run, and has an RBI on her walk in the first inning. Chance to add a few more in here with nobody out. And missing wildly there was Nolan. Again, Harper goes back to retrieve. There is no advance, and runners stay put with the count 1-0. They're in the bottom of the third inning over on the major field. Score remains tied 1-1 between Delaware and Maryland in the second half of this playoff. That one is skied in the air. 2 going back to get it. Unfortunately, it'll be an infield fly rule, I think. Yeah, batter is out. Yeah, infield fly rule was called there, so an automatic out. However, the run did score. And there is 1 out here, but scoring on the play was Hannah Height to make it 11-0.
Right fielder number 3, Bianca Barsanti, number 3.
No RBI on the play. That's the second error for DC as well. That's what allowed the run to score, was on the error. Not sure what our count is here. I think this is the second pitch of the at-bat. It goes low for 2-0. There we go, 2-0. Right, Alex? 2-0. With the runners at second and third. Barsanti rips that one. Left side of the infield. It is fielded by the shortstop, but the throw is not in time, and an infield hit for Barsanti. RBI on it as well. Del Tufo scores. And the score is 12-0.
Left fielder, number 27, Eve Phillips. Number 27.
Runners will be placed at the corners now. Undoubtedly, we'll probably see Barsanti take second. Eve Phillips with a 2 RBI base hit in the first inning. She also plated a run. Skips in on Harper, no throw. As Barsanti picks up the stolen base. And we'll have a 1-0 pitch here upcoming on Phillips. Jersey essentially 3 runs away from implementing the run rule after 3 innings. And so if they can plate 3 more runs here, represented by Phillips at the plate, then Washington, D.C. will only get their turn of the third to try and get back in this game. Elevated high for ball 3, 3-0. So with first base open, Phillips sees the opportunity here. And ball 4 issued to Eve Phillips, and she walks herself over to first base, and the bases are loaded again. It's the 4th walk issued by Nolan in this inning. Part of 6 total that she's had in the game. She's also hit a batter. But with the bases loaded here, it will bring up the top of the order, Ariana Jazenbach. And just saying here, Jazenbach was the home run derby winner on Saturday, and she gets one here. We're talking about a grand slam. Now, those were adjusted outfield fences on Saturday, but still, she gave a healthy ride out there. She's 1 for 1 in the game. She walked and scored in the first inning, and later in the inning, she also singled. She also added a stolen base as well on the base paths. They've reached the end of 3 over at the major field. The 4-5 game is deadlocked at 1 run apiece, so they've got a good one going on there on the major field. Joe and Cameron here. Those of you at home can do what I do and have both streams open at the same time. That's fun. There's a rip third base line into the crowd out there. Get to see 2 good games here, and 2 more upcoming on these fields. Will feature the 1 and 2 seeds taking on the winners of these early morning games. Approximate start time for those games, please note the adjustment. 10:45 is the adjusted time of those. Elevated and outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count to Jazenbach. Nolan looking to make a pitch here. And just missed. High, 2-1. And we're going to have, I believe, a courtesy runner come in, or a visit to the training staff. Trying to adjust the count here. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. That one's down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a rip into center field. That will drop for a minimum of a base hit. 2 runs will score on the play. Jazenbach holds at first. There'll be runners at the corners. It's a 2 RBI single for Jazenbach. It scores Johannesson and Bianca Barsanti. And runners at the corners now. 14-0 game with 1 out here, and Cameron March is the batter. March is 1 for 1. And that one allows Jazenbach to take second base on the wild pitch. March on her first at-bat had an RBI single and she scored. On her second at-bat, she walked and was stranded on base in the first inning. With one more run, New Jersey will implement the run rule here that will be effective in the top half of inning number 3. High again and missing for ball 2. Is that 2-0 or 3-0? 3-0, yep. I'm getting deceived by the scoreboard sometimes, Alex. I need to pay attention to your scoreboard. 3-0 pitch, swung on and missed by March. And the count will go to 3-1. And March spoils that one foul. Top 3 hitters for New Jersey are a combined 4 for 4 this morning with 3 walks as well. So they've reached base all 7 times that they've been up at the plate. March is trying to keep the string going. 3-2 pitch, and that one's behind March, and with first base open, she'll take it via the walk, the second straight one that she's earned in this game, and that'll bring up Morgan Markinson.
Now batting, pitcher number 6, Morgan Markinson, number 6.
Markinson 1 for 1. She walked and scored in the first and then had an RBI single in the first, was stranded on the base pads when the first inning ended. This is her first at bat of the second frame as that pitch goes wild, but runners hold, and we'll have a 1-0 count upcoming. Delaware has gone up ahead in the top of the 4th inning against Maryland 2-1. So the 5 seed there with a 1-run lead, looking to advance to play Pennsylvania in the next round. And that one hits Markinson, and via the hit by pitch, counts as an RBI. Scoring on the play is Eve Phillips, and that's the 15th run that New Jersey needed to implement the run rule in the top half of the 3rd inning. It's hard to believe New Jersey is about to send up their 11th batter in this inning, and they only have 2 hits in the inning. A walk, an error, a walk, an infield fly, a single, a walk, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. That's your line so far for New Jersey in this 2nd inning, but they've plated 6 runs on the 2 hits. Helped along by the error, but still, New Jersey doing a good job of manufacturing runs at this point. In fact, they only have 9 for the game, so not a bad ratio there. You'll take that as a fan of any team, really. Have a little bit of an extended break here, as we might have either an injury situation or, a couple of kids are going back into the dugout to try and get themselves situated here. But right now, DC is without a 3rd baseman, as it looked like Kumsky went out for a moment, and we are waiting for her to get back into the dugout, or from the dugout. It looks like moving over from 2nd to 3rd is going to be Ward. So Ward moves over from 2nd to 3rd. I think there might have been something that happened to Vivian Kumsky. And we'll see who comes out and plays 2nd. It will be 00 Alice Ward. Well, I already had. That's weird. I already had Alice Ward at 2nd base. Do we have a new pitcher here? Is that what we're doing? No, number 11, right. Okay, so Addie Holder. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So Addie Holder is coming into pitch. She moves over from short to pitch. Alice Ward is at 2nd base. And I think maybe Holder went over to 3rd. Just can't see numbers at this point as they're all covered up. And the substitutions were not relayed over the public address, so we're trying to get...
Number 11, Addie Holder. Number 11.
So we just don't know who's playing short and who's playing third. But Addie Holder is our new pitcher. With the score 15-0, there's only one out here. And you wonder if New Jersey is just going to lay down a couple of bunts here and try to get this out of the inning here, maybe add one more insurance tally.
Center fielder number 24.
But it will be Caitlin Hendricks. Hendricks is 0 for 1. She was hit by a pitch. She also struck out. And that one is cut on and missed for strike one. Rory Nolan, who was pitching, is now playing third base. And so now we're just missing a shortstop. A little bit inconsequential here until she turns around anyway, as that one is skied up for ball one, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch up coming to Hendricks. Cut on and hit towards the outfield. That'll land in front of Callie Smith. One run will score. They'll look to get the runner at third. Can't do that, and the runners all remain safe on the base pads. It's an RBI single for Caitlin Hendricks, and the score is now 16-0 in favor of New Jersey as Jazenbach came in to score. March at third, Markinson at second, Hendricks at first, and that'll bring up Maria Monjovi.
Number 78.
Monjovi 0 for 1. She struck out. She also walked and scored. She actually walked and scored to start this second inning. So Jersey, for the second straight inning, have batted around. 7 runs plated in the inning. They lead 16-0 with the bases loaded. And that one is skied for ball one. Holder with the delivery. That one is roped into the outfield above the outstretched glove of the shortstop. 1 run will score only. Bases remain loaded. It's an RBI single for Maria Monjovi. It scores Cameron March. And with 1 out, it'll bring up Hannah Height, the batter. So 2 straight hits here since the pitching change allowed by Holder. Hits number 10 and 11 for New Jersey in this one. And they've opened up the lead 17-0 as that one goes off the glove of Harper for ball one. Delaware has blown the game open a bit against Maryland. The number 5 seed have now a 5-1 lead in the top of the 4th. Potential upset in the making over in the major field. We have a ball issued and we have a runner leaving early at third base. So runner left early. It was Cameron March, the guilty party. So that'll be the second out. And leaving early at second base now. We'll see if they catch her. Well, they will after this one. Our second base runner has left early as well. So New Jersey conceding a couple of outs here. And that'll end the bottom half of the second inning. We go to the third. Washington, D.C. will have to scratch out 3 runs to stay involved in this one. It's 17-0 after 2. Stay with us.
The Staten Island Ferry Hawks are proud to be a sponsor of this year's New York State Little League Championship, because one championship organization deserves another. Come check out another amazing season with us at Staten Island University Hospital Community Ballpark with great ticket and group deals, theme nights, and fireworks displays. Good luck to all of our teams this week from your friends at the Staten Island Ferry Hawks. We'll see you at the game.
We are back here, Great Hills Little League in Staten Island, New York. It's all New Jersey, 17-0. They lead Washington, D.C., and a chance to put them away here in the game's third inning. Morgan Markinson, if she's able to hold D.C. off the scoreboard or prevent them from scoring a minimum of 3 runs here, this game will be over and called after 2.5. As for Washington, D.C., they will send up batters 7, 8, and 9 in this batting order. And again, at the conclusion of this game, the winner of this game will be playing on this field at approximately 10:45 against the team from Great Kills Little League here, representing New York. Right now, it certainly looks like it'll be New Jersey in a battle of the bridge. New Jersey and New York going at it for the second time in this tournament. First time they battled, it was a war for 6 innings, ultimately won by New York by the lone run. But New Jersey, with a chance here to record their 3rd shutout of the tournament if they're able to hold D.C.
Now batting for DC. Second baseman, number 00, Alice Ward. Number 00.
So Alice Ward will be the batter. She moved over during that inning, but she's playing second base, and she takes that one low for ball 1. And swings high at that one for the first strike, and Markinson now levels at 1-1 with the count. Markinson has retired 2 batters by way of the strikeout, and she gets Ward to swing late at that one, so the count will go to 1-2. That one skips in on Ward, so she'll see the count run even to 2-2. Capitol Hill Little League representing Washington, D.C., and playing valiantly throughout this tournament. They were involved in a good battle yesterday with Delaware. Ultimately lost that game 11-7, but Delaware right now is beating up Maryland 5-1 in that game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still plenty of softball left in that one, but out on strikes is Alice Ward as she swings and misses at that one. 3rd strikeout in the last 4 batters for Markinson, and she's 7 for 7 through the order so far. Ellie Harper will be the batter to try and give DC a start. Showing bunt, taking it off, but accepting the ball was Harper. Harper very busy behind the plate here in this one as the catcher. Signs of Great Kills Little League out in center field, taking some batting practice and warm-ups. Showing bunt again, but Markinson tosses that one high 3-0, and perhaps squaring up to bunt is throwing Markinson off a little bit, as she is in the hole 3-0 and in danger of losing her first base runner here of the game. That one is dead red for a strike, 3-1. Squaring up to bunt, taking it off, but accepting an inside strike that time. And the count runs full here. Markinson trying to work all the way back. 3-2 payoff pitch upcoming against Allie Harper. And that one is lost high. And Washington, D.C. has their first base runner of the morning, courtesy of Ellie Harper's bases on balls, and it'll be Alex Emerson, the left fielder. And that one upstairs for ball 1. Go to the top of the top of the 5th on the major field. Score still 5-1 Delaware. Inside, call strike, 1-1. Delaware looking to add some insurance there in their turn of the 5th inning for the right to play Pennsylvania. Swing and a miss. A little late with the bat was Emerson, and the count goes to 1-2. signs of the sun starting to peek out a little bit here. Staten Island, of course, very cloudy day here, but starting to brighten up out there. Welcome sign for us. The pitch, 2-2, elevated again for ball 3. So now a second straight full count offering here for Markinson coming up. Emerson stands in, ducked out of the way of that one, but crossed her up for strike 3 looking against Alex Emerson, and there are 2 away. Markinson's 4th strikeout, and Washington, D.C. is down to their final out. Maggie Lombardo will try and keep this going here. 2 outs with a runner at first base, and a big swing and a miss for Lombardo. She's behind in the count immediately, 0-1. That one too low for ball 1, 1-1. That one cut on and fouled off, 1-2, and New Jersey now 1 strike away from ending this one early. They are up by 17 runs here. It took them only 2 innings to do the damage. The 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Morgan Markinson strikes out the side and ends this one early after just 2.5 innings. New Jersey with a 17-0 win over Capitol Hill Little League from Washington, D.C. Their tournament now officially over. And as for New Jersey, they punched their ticket into the Mid-Atlantic semifinal round. The number 3 seed will take on the number 2 seed, home team from Great Kills from the state of New York. It'll be a war here on the senior minor field coming up. Once again, please note the adjusted start time. 10:45 will be the start of that game here on the senior minor field from Great Kills Little League. So for all of us here at Great Kills, for my engineering partner, Alex Paramithis, my name is David Pizzuto. Thank you for joining us here for this Mid-Atlantic playoff. Once again, your final score, New Jersey, represented by Hanover Township, 17-0 winners over Washington, D.C. They play next against the 2 seed team from New York at 10:45 on this field. We will see you then. Thanks for joining us.